Hi, this is Amy Prindle. For my informational interview, the topics I focused on were attitude, job satisfaction, personality, and values. I feel these are important for not only in the workplace, but also in our lives. Having a good attitude and being personal will follow into our professional lives, and it will also help us succeed. So I decided to interview someone that deals a lot with people and can give a knowledgeable advice. The person I picked was Susie Stem. She is the vice president of First Summit Bank. She works at the Westmont branch. She has over 30 years experience, and she believes that organizational behavior is instrumental. A little bit about First Summit Bank is it is a bank. It is going to be celebrating its 90th year. It's a long time. They have 16 offices in locations such as Johnstown, Westmont, Portage, Latrobe, Evansburg, and Altoona. They have around 200 employees. And a fun fact about Susie, she started working at the bank when she was 17. She started at the bottom of the ladder in bookkeeping, and over the years, she has worked her way up to vice president. So the first question I asked Susie was, as vice president for the bank, do you think feeling job involvement and job embeddedness has helped you work up to your position now? And she said, oh, yes. A person needs to have passion for their job. Being self-directive is key. First Summit Bank is a performance-oriented company. So what that means is they are not based on seniority. It is based on how well a person does. And it also depends on how committed the person is and how willing they are to be accountable for their job, especially when they make mistakes. And the second question I asked was, I know you have strong religious values. How has that influenced your psychological empowerment? And she said her upbringing, it taught her to have respect for others. Since she started at the bottom and she worked her way up, she has been where others are. She understands the pros and the cons of their job. And she feels that this is able to make her a better leader, and she's able to have empathy for others. And her religious values, that they taught her to be respectful. And I mean, she still makes sure to be respectful to this day, and especially in the workplace. And the third question I asked Susie was, being an employee of the bank for many years shows you have a strong organizational commitment. What are some of First Summit Bank's values you are proud of? And one of the first items was they allow their employees to think like owners. So they are able to make decisions such as approving loans or waiving fees on their own. They are encouraged to think as if the money is theirs. And then the other item is open communication. Every morning, they have 5-minute meetings, everyone in the office, and this way they can go over anything that's coming up in the company or if anybody has any concerns. And for me, in my experience in the workplace, open communication is very important. We don't have meetings at my work, and I definitely feel we could use those just so everyone could be on the same page. And I like how First Summit Bank does this. I think that is a really great idea for them. And the next item was opportunity for growth. This is where they are a performance-oriented company, and the company allows people that are passionate for their job to move up. And then another item is the company has a mentor program, and new employees, they get a mentor, and the mentor meets with them about 4 times a year, and they go out to lunch or they go out to dinner, and this way the employee can ask any questions they have, or the mentor can give them any advice. Susie is a mentor, and what I thought was really interesting about this answer is the CEO of First Summit Bank, he is also a mentor. So just think you are a new employee starting at a company, and you get to have the CEO as your mentor. Just think of the great advice he could give you and help you succeed in that company. And then the fourth question I asked Susie was, do you feel First Summit Bank has a strong corporate social responsibility to their community? And she said, yes, absolutely. First Summit Bank is very passionate about giving back to the community. And when they say community, they're including employees and shareholders. The better the bank does means the more they can do for the community. One of the items they have done is they purchased the naming rights for First Summit Arena. And with them purchasing these rights, they were able to put more money into the War Memorial, making it a better place for the community to enjoy. And then another item is volunteering. It is very big at First Summit Bank. In 2017, over 11,000 charitable and civic volunteer hours were completed. 11,000. Whoa, that's a lot. And the bank, they also do things such as collecting supplies for Hurricane Harvey, MSA, collections for the Salvation Army, and they're even one of the sponsors for the music festival every year. Something I enjoyed about this question is they also have an employee foundation. And what this is they will have dress down days once in a while. And everyone that dresses down, they put a couple bucks in. And this money goes into an account. And they will give any employees that are going through a hard time, such as an illness or anything, and they will give them money to help them through that difficult time. Now, I mean, wow, a lot of companies, they don't take the time for stuff like that for their employees if they're going through a hard time. And I just think that is just so caring of First Summit Bank to do that for their employees. And then the fifth question I asked Susie was, working with other employees and customers brings the challenge of communicating with many different personalities. What has your experience taught you about working with different personalities, especially personalities that can be difficult? And Susie believes understanding others is valuable. Everyone is different, and everyone has a different way of doing things. Some people are like drivers. They want to get straight to the point. They don't want chit-chat. And other people, they like the small talk. So the main thing is just to accept everyone is different and be kind to everyone. She even said little things such as just watching people's body language. That can really help someone know how to effectively communicate with someone. And then the sixth question I asked was, what is one thing you have learned about working with different personalities that you wish you would have known when starting at the bank? And she says she wishes she would have had conferences of organizational behavior. Because the bank, they have conferences throughout the year, different things. And organizational behavior is actually one of them. And she wishes that they would have also had mentor programs when she started. She said the CEO, Mr. Laszlo, he has been like a mentor for her throughout the years. And she says that, that was great and that helped him. And she just wishes that they would have had that sooner, just because of how great it's been. And she feels that it also has made her better prepared for dealing with people just having organizational behavior. And this really made me grateful to have this class, because if a vice president of a bank with over 30 years experience says how much organizational behavior has helped her, and then I'm lucky to have this knowledge now, trying to start out in my career. And then the seventh question I asked was, how important do you think employee engagement is in the workplace? Do you think people with a strong employee engagement are more likely to be promoted than others? And she said, yes, absolutely. It is very important. A person needs to be willing to be a team player. Since First Summit Bank is performance oriented, being ambitious is what gets a person ahead in this company. They need a can-do attitude, and they need to be committed to meeting standards. And then the eighth question I asked was, being vice president puts you in charge of others. How do you ensure employees have job satisfaction? And she said, people, they need to know that they're appreciated. And, the golden rule, treat others as if you want to be treated. The more an employee is appreciated, the more engaged they'll be with their job. And First Summit Bank, they have appreciation dinners where they give unique awards for their employees. And this is the way that they make sure that, their employees have job satisfaction. And this is working for First Summit Bank, because they have been named one of the best places to work, not once, but multiple times. And their strategy of having high standards but celebrating success has been successful for them. And I think their award of being best places to work multiple times just speaks for itself. And then question 9 was, when you retire, or even thinking ahead 10 years, what are some of the terminal values you want to have completed? And Susie's goal is to find a replacement. She wants to find someone that she can mentor, and she wants to mentor them so well, it's as if she's not missed. She can just slowly fade away. And for this question, it was inspiring to watch Susie answer this, because she had a hard time answering it. I mean, from the interview, it's obvious of her love for her job, And it was hard for her to think of not working there anymore. And she even said leaving First Summit Bank would feel like a divorce. I mean, she's been there since she was 17, and this is all she knows. And my last question was, overall, what advice do you have for others to be successful in the workplace? And she said, you gotta love what you do. I mean, try to always learn something new to better yourself. I mean, don't be afraid to ask people questions. And having a good attitude and positive self-talk will make a difference. I mean, and never ask anyone to do something you would not be willing to do yourself. And even a simple thing she said as a smile. She said a smile can make a big difference to a person because you never know what they're going through. I mean, it could be a customer, it could be an employee. And she said one of the best rewards of her job is seeing a customer leave with a smile on their face, knowing that she helped put that on their face. So in conclusion, I think my questions I asked related to what we learned throughout this course by focusing on how to apply these in the workplace. I really enjoyed interviewing Susie. Her insightful knowledge of organizational behavior, it's been learned through experience. I mean, she doesn't think of First Summit Bank as a job, but she thinks of it as part of her life. I mean, Susie, genuinely, she loves her job. She loves the employees, she loves the customers, and it showed with all of her responses. And another great piece of advice she told me was not to think of your job as a task, but think of it as helping people. And things such as approving a loan. It could be a first-time home buyer. It could be parents getting a loan to send their kids to college. That is going to change their life. And she is a part of that. She is a part of helping them. And she said changing her perspective of her duties that way, it's made her better at doing her job. And it even makes her feel fulfilled at the end of the day. And everything Susie said about herself and about First Summit Bank, and even how First Summit Bank treats their employees, that is what I want in a career. I'm going to remember all of her advice, and I'm going to reply to all in the workplace. Even the simple answer of the smile, just how it could just help someone's day. I really appreciated that. And I think I picked a great role model with Susie for this assignment. I mean, I want to find a job that I love and that I have as much passion for as Susie does. And I want to find a job where people will ask me questions, and when they leave, they're going to say, wow, Amy loves her job. And that's just what I want, and that is what I learned from Susie. So if anyone is ever in Westmont and you're by First Summit Bank, feel free to stop in. Susie, she loves people. She loves people coming in and saying hi to her. She loves catching up with customers. So feel free to stop in.